Okay. Good. Now we almost finished. If you count the page, there are a lot of pages there, but I think today we have after 2 classes, then we stop. Okay? And after there are 20.
So the next one is going to be about the 20 secondary delusions. Now we're doing the 6 root delusions, right? Next is going to be the 20 secondary delusions. So if we go according to the text, word by word, as it is in the text, it will take months maybe. But we'll just go roughly through each one of them. So in order to prove that whatever is explained in the text is to prove that it is just like it is explained in the text, it has quoted many scriptural supports and many logical reasons.
Then we don't know what to talk about, you know. Someone said it, someone said it, someone said it, you got it. That thing is all kind of visual.
So we're going to complete this in 2 weeks from now. So with tonight it will be 3 weeks.
Tonight 3 weeks, right? Okay. Anyway, how long? I don't know. We started a year, more than 1 year. That's all right.
How long have we been studying this?
Lorig part 2 or the first one too?
Including first one.
Probably like.
Oh, including first one, yeah, a little over a year.
Whenever we ended something.
More than a year, no?
Yeah, a little over, a little bit. If you include the other two, the first section.
It's good anyway. Some people are no, they're never absent. Fourth we start maybe 30 people or 40 people.
There's 4 more weeks in May.
Huh?
There's 4 more Wednesdays in May.
4 more
8th,
Wednesdays.
15th, 22nd, 29th.
Today's 8th.
22nd I'm not here.
Oh, not here for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one are you here for?
I'm not here 22nd.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm not here.
3 more times.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody, whoever first will start there, maybe around maybe 30 or 40, a lot of people I remember. Then less. But this is a nature.
Yeah.
But some people also going to bore, some always talk, maybe to Kota. Some people never absent. I think Wendy, Orion, Ian, you were absent?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think these 3 is maybe never absent. Then other people also good. I think Deborah was most, Horror was most.
Yeah, I had to miss a couple for my
It's
son.
come.
For my son, I had to miss a few.
Children.
It's okay anyway, of course.
I didn't want to.
But it is if you understand something that's very good, not they put very good influence for us. Also there's some blessing. I just said this many different lamas. They hold their blessing, lineage one by one, big blessing. And now we are ready to improve today 3 weeks when we just finished. They were very good. Everybody happy. Then why we study Buddhism? What benefit? in order to achieve enlightenment or full happiness, we need to free from all the delusions. But also delusions has also, usually delusions are very bad. But delusions have one quality. One quality is we can purify all the delusions. If you have top shit
the negative karma, so the good thing about the negative karma is that it can be purified. If you do the practice with all 4 opponent powers, then it can be purified. The negative karmas. So we do create the negative karmas, right? But we can also purify them. So that is the good quality of the non-virtuous action, is that it can be purified.
And the top sheet, the depend on courage, who's similar. And then there was more some courage, and they top sheet.
And so whatever negative karma we have created, we should purify that with 4 opponent powers.
So to say, I mean, the 2 months, so to say, you know, so to Namjin, they give up the point of Muslim day, so to chair or not, and they top sheet on the showers.
So if you can identify that it is non-virtuous action that you have created, or you feel guilty about doing something that you should not have done, if you feel guilty, then that is something that you should purify with the 4 opponent powers.
And it changes the opposite, I'm changing the opposite, and they shoot in each of the Sanjay or Sanchez of Kanada today. And it takes the blood, and you have money to that, Suzuki, John Brothers, and Chitteres.
So the 4 opponent powers are, the first one is the power of the basis, or support of basis. So that's so usually it is your own refuge and the bodhicitta within your continuum that serves as the basis for the basis for purifying the negative karmas. But also it can be the holy objects, by depending on which you purify the negative karmas.
And it didn't that Jamro subject on his usual assembly, and it doesn't matter the connection with the temperature, and you might.
And so by developing that refuge and bodhicitta in one's mind, then whatever negative karma that one has created in the past should develop strong sense of regret or remorse towards that negative karma.
Was that doctrine was?
So that is another opponent power, the power of regret.
And the Tejo that and it, Jopatene, Tashabas, and Liji Shans, our market, Pesha lawyer, Pesha Joya, and the Samashanshus and Gomez Lokanga, and you culture.
And then after developing that strong sense of regret, you have to engage in the practice, such as making prostrations, making circumambulations, reciting 100 silver mantras, and so forth. So those becomes the practice. Those practice, meditating on emptiness and so forth, becomes the power of antidote to purify the negative karma.
And the dead children of that, teach like that, then is with that. Shabbat and Jay. Then you should have in the sugar mass, and that's what you can have.
And so once having purified by applying the antidote through engaging in some kind of practices, afterwards then one should make a promise not to create that kind of negative karma again in the future. So one should make a promise. That's the power of promise.
Right, we do promise today, we do tomorrow again. But even if we're going to tomorrow do that, but today just we thought to is a complete I'm not doing. That's the town of Jacob, that's the town of restaurant.
So even if you might end up doing it tomorrow, but today you should make promise not to do it, at least for today, or for any amount of time you can make a promise, you should make promise, and then that negative karma will get purified.
The boss had the children to go, rest. Children to go. Can you turn it up to the matter?
So the negative karma should be like drawing on a water. If you draw on a water, it will not stay there, right, at all. So it will go away right away. And then the virtuous action should be like drawing on a stone. So like in Tibet, and there's a custom of drawing on the rocks, especially by carving on the rock, so that it will stay there for a long time.
And then Tenley that top same the country, top shit some of the Pasanata, Dolan Mutron Charles. And then top shit Matawaji, that is Rosu, the casual laws which is the Parashona, that top the Hachi,
So if you engage in the practice of purification by applying all these 4 opponent powers, and it becomes like drawing on a rock. Otherwise, if you just do some prayers and practices, then it will not become very strong practice to purify the negative karma.
Okay? This is you guys already know that, just say again, remind. Okay? Now we go to the complicated place.
So last time we talked about what was that?
Transitory collection.
Yeah, and then we talked about the idea of hoarding to an extreme.
To an extreme, yeah.
And then we went to the conception of a bad view as supreme.
Right, 65.
Yeah. And then after that is the conception of a bad ethics and modes of conduct as supreme.
Okay. She's a mother. Thubten
So you found it right in page 65 at the bottom?
Yeah.
It is 6.4.
Okay? Thubten Damchoe Kanshin, Thubten Damchoe, Nera Nyawali Pumbo, Tala, and Ngao Talas, Depana, Trovata, Nebrashivi, Yada Jistari, Zapata, Depana, Trovata, Pomana, Tawa Kanibate, Tembatis, Navan Driver maybe, Tenshi Legend of she's Mataras. Tangi, what she's Matas at the critics.
So here it says, regarding the conception of bad ethics and modes of conduct as supreme, the compendium of knowledge says, what is the conception of bad ethics and modes of conduct as supreme? And it says it is any endurance, desire, intelligence, conception, or view which views the bad ethics and modes of conduct and the logos of the bad ethics and the mode of conduct. That is the 5 appropriated aggregates to be purifying, liberating, and delivering. It has the function of acting as the support for fruitless fat.
She's mother. Tangi Kanali some dance. My young Chua so, Limak and Juba, Navashi, Teju down. Tenda Kalish with Pumbola, Mini, Ngendro the Tavisha, Yomochans. That is Tena Rotator. Tawang and Kanana with some dress.
So just as it has been said above, it is an afflicted wisdom that observes the bad ethics motivated by bad views, bad modes of conduct that prescribe physical and mental activities such as wearing animal skins and the abode of bad ethics and modes of conduct, the 5 appropriate aggregates to be purifying and liberating.
Tangi Kanali with some zero. And young Chomaso, Limok, Juban, the Bishop, that killed him. What that talking about not touching that killing and basses was with you. Killing about that thing you couldn't on this or what? Talking on this. What Tangi Kanali with some said it. Strum your woman, but number to my bass. Through the Jarwa. That's through the other than to Kanalos.
너무 골라대.
다 너무
가서 땅에 골라대.
땅이 끝내는 다 좀 더 가는 거라 좋아.
저는 독자성을 좋아해.
대다 야시 좋아하더라고.
그래.
다 리마고 좋아하더라고.
그래.
다 따와디 끝내라 되더라고. 아니 동들이 야 라는 디나는 처음에 희와이나 근데 다 같은데 그래서 내가 다 투준다 소리고 샤와도 저지 여러분 보다 드리려고 그래서
So it's mostly usually it's based on the view, right? So there's explanation in such and such views, and based on that, then you engage in some kind of physical activities, and that makes it a bad ethic. And so it's a bad ethic motivated by bad views. So the view is that you will be liberated. You will be liberated if you jump on a trident. It says if you jump on a trident, or if you jump into fire, and so forth, then you will be liberated. So that kind of view, and then with that view, motivated by that view, then you jump in the fire, or you jump on a trident. So that kind of ethic, that ethic is the bad ethic. And so thinking that kind of ethic as the supreme is this delusion.
어떤 자갈들이 줄을 먹고 열어서 계속 가는 것이라고 많이들 요다랬어.
And in India before, there used to be this kind of view holders, practitioners who practice these views.
아니 자갈이야. 제메주나 너마도 제메시다고 쉬어야나. 좋아도 쉬어야나. 제메도 마셔는데 좋은 용도 막 배셔야 돼. 요새 때. 그것을 소리하고 줄을 가실 텐데 요새 뭐.
And then also there was this system in India before, in ancient time. If the husband dies, the wife will be also buried alive.
Suti, right?
Suti.
This is a religion or this is just custom? I don't know.
Custom.
No, it's recent.
I think it was custom.
Is it religion? No.
No, I mean, it's relatively recent, it's outlawed, but to jump into the fire.
Yeah.
That's the end.
Yeah, it's a custom, right?
That's way extreme.
아니 가제 다 남수 때와 있나 가제대 다 가제 펜토도 개매도 되는 가제 다 나가다가 주는 거 보게 됐어.
So there are many different kind of religions in India, which seems to be, which seems to make no sense to us, right?
그러나 쇼킹하고 추수수 마야라디야 추는 수부터 있나 아니 대바타로 그래서 그래서 다 들어서 다 근데 따왔는데 끝내놓으니 다 가래 뜻좀 줘서 해야 들어왔어.
And also there's a belief that if you take bath in the Ganges River, then all your sins will be purified, will be washed away, things like that, right?
Yes.
What you guys think?
I think so.
I think you're going to catch a disease
Yeah.
more than anything.
Not long for this world.
Yeah, the
And
one
that's the way to purify it.
Yeah.
Catch disease.
There you go. Yeah,
That
you
would
get
be
fat,
really
farm
good.
exhausted. So, yeah.
yeah, this is true. When you know ati drum temba ask to atisha. Atisha. That jo jele drum temba kita kadisho reswa. Jo jide the gumbazone ta gadi gachi kedo res. And then drum temba ta na gadi chime the keto res. And drum temba kadisho res. And jo jele.
So there was once Thubten, who is the attendant and Lama Tisha and the disciple also, asked Lama Tisha, will I be born in Tushita Pure Land after I die?
And then Cheraya Mashiva Neraya. And then Nathan Zenesa. And then Jenny to the Tenisi Jitoina. And then get this. Jenny to the Jivaina.
And then Lama Tisha told Thubten, yes, you can be born in a Tushita Pure Land if you can take the leprosy disease for the benefit of others. If you can take upon yourself the leprosy disease for the benefit of others, then you will be born in the Tushita Pure Land. And so that's what Lama Tisha said. And then it's said that Thubten before he passed away, he caught the leprosy disease, and then actually he died of that.
Oh my God.
but we take the bath, the kangar, then they're very dirty. We don't have this motivation. We don't have this. We got maybe I don't know. But today that kanji that certain to tejun choose that tawang be kan na de ta ling ga shawa. So la ta pentong me shawa la ko le so wa.
So, based motivated by the bad views, then you engage in those senseless actions, activities. Or usually that is harmful to your bodies.
Yeah.
What does it mean about wearing the animal skins?
What animal skin? What animal skin?
On page 66, under like second paragraph, second point, the point bad was a conduct that prescribed physical and mental activities such as wearing animal skins.
Yeah.
Then if people who do that, or people who don't do it.
semje법을 배워서 다.
kanji na ga shi ma de pe na te me wa na do so wa. Tin sa la yang chi chong wa le ga ke ju ba na ba ji ge te ju se ro.
So it is in English here, but Geshe says he doesn't find that in Tibetan text.
Oh.
So there it says jumping down the cliff.
Huh?
Really?
Jumping down the cliff.
What's the big difference?
Yeah.
Wait, translation difference.
Yeah. From different texts maybe. Yeah.
Maybe different text.
Tilopa maybe. Teacher tells to jump in the creek.
Prescribe means to not do it, right?
Prescribe means do it.
To do it right, prescribe means not to do it. It says to do wear animal skins.
The prescription, prescribed, yeah.
Well, but it's a bad view. So it's your bad view to prescribe to wear that. So you have the incorrect view that you should wear. That you should wear that. Like so you're. It's a bad view of jumping into the fire to get you liberated. It's a bad view to wear fur coat to get you liberated. So it's
There's a lot of stories.
so it's kind of like a no or like double negative.
Yeah.
Who was that famous story, Angulimala, who had the knuckle bones, the 999? Is it Angulimala?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angulimala.
Angulim. I knew I had a little wrong. Yeah.
Angulimala.
What did he do?
The knuckle.
No, he's going to kill the 1,000 people,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, he had a bad teacher who was jealous of him.
His teacher asked to him, "You kill the 1,000 people, you achieve enlightenment."
You make a mala of
And
their
their
knuckle
mala.
bone.
Oh.
Then he killed one. He can put that.
Yeah.
Then he have just one life.
Killed
Then,
999.
then one life. Then he find the Buddha. He want to kill the Buddha.
Oh.
Then Buddha.
And that was his mother.
His mother.
So he got subdued by Buddha.
What was that? How did you say his name? Damchoe?
Angulimala.
Angulimala. Okay, thank you.
It reminds me, Holiness Dalai Lama tell the people inside Tibet, and then they burn all the expensive leopard skin. Remember, the stockpile. They all
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The animal skins, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Or
amazing.
people are told not to wear them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
근데 놈도 그걸
Cause a lot of money.
semje법을 그런 걸 하시나. 영어 처음에 처음으로 semje법을 그런 거.
많이 표시했어. Then maybe wrong view. If you wearing some special skin, animal skin, then you become enlightenment or you get more power. But the little ones,
Maybe he was from a Tanga. The Tanga, a lot of time you have the animal skin, you know.
대만 지을라야 돼 말이야. 저런 거야 돼 가는다. 누구 먼저야 저거 갖다가 땡기고 그래서 와. 저한테 먼저 얘도 솔직히 빠졌어요. 빠박해서 저거 갖다가 땡기었어.
So yeah, of course, that's different. The deities, where that is to show about death and impermanence. It belonged to to an animal who was alive. Now it's dead. So nobody lives forever. So to remind of death and impermanence.
Okay.
And that's different. I don't know exactly here in English. I don't know where she found this explanation. Maybe it's a different text. There are many different commentaries. This is one of the commentaries that Geshe is using. But there are many different commentaries, so could be different one. There could be some kind of view which thinks that if you wear animal skin, then you'll be free from suffering or gain enlightenment and so forth. But just like I said earlier about jumping down the cliff on a trident, if you jump on a trident, this is also the hand symbol of the Lord Shiva or something like that. And if you jump on that, and then you will be automatically get enlightenment. You don't have to go through any practice or anything. Just by doing that, you get enlightenment. You will achieve freedom. So that's what they believe, and based on that view, then people engage in those conduct of jumping on it and so forth. So that's their view.
Okay.
So I kind of just said it. I just want to clear it up. So it becomes a bad mode of conduct when it's based on the bad view, like thinking wearing animal skins will help me to achieve enlightenment.
Yes.
Because just simply wearing animal skins, it wouldn't fall into that category. Like,
yes. Yeah.
I remember reading there's a story about Drung Tongpo, and he was sitting on an animal skin, and then he threw it out, and then he read further in the sutras that said it's okay if you're in a remote region, and he went back and got it.
Yeah.
So it basically has to do with the view.
Yes.
Okay.
그러니까 다오게 진짜로 다음에는 지금 뭐라 다음에는 그 술은 게 자기가 뭐라 다음에 되나
다음에 정말 다음에 되거나
yeah, it has to be motivated by the bad view.
So should we not wear the leather shoes, the genuine leather shoes? So
yes.
That's or jacket.
그녀 뭐라 그러니까 법을 듣는 무슨 그녀 뭐라
Your motivation is
대체는 그걸로 되는 말했어.
더 다운이 받는 거지 그녀.
맛이 오지지 그러면 다운 받아. 내 거마이나 지금 파울이 와로 주지 못하고 말하고 저는 나는 그 다운이 거든요. 내 대신당 다 받아 딱 소주고 강사되게 다 받아요. 내가 돼야 되는 거 같아요.
다음은 다 심지어 봐봐 막음발은 다 심지어 마사야 팽이라.
막음은 약을 했어요. 시다시는 막음은 약을 했으나야. 세징 빠고 가서 권한 네 따와도 차는 게 봐요 말이야.
So here we're talking about the bad ethics, right? So bad conduct, bad ethic.
Yeah.
So and a bad ethic has to be based on it has to be motivated by bad view. So if it's not motivated by bad view, then it doesn't become bad ethic. Of course, if possible, you should avoid those things that can cause harm to other beings. So because you wear leather shoes, leather jacket, and so forth, therefore that can cause harm to other beings, right? So then there's these people who produce those things because you buy them, you wear them. If you don't wear them, they will not produce them, they will not kill the animals and so forth. So that will help definitely, but that doesn't become the bad ethic here that we're talking about. For that, it has to be based on bad view. Which says, okay, if you wear animal skin, then you will be liberated or something like they have a view. And so of course, if we can avoid all those things, like wearing animal skins or eating animal meat and so forth, if we can avoid that, that would be very good.
We are very okay. Okay. Then I can okay. 다들 가지 다 끌고 다 무슨 말이야? 따왕 몇 개나 아니 링하고 셔와. 다 가는 것 저 같은 이거 다 대상까지 하고 오면서 그래서 다 어떤 일이 셔와들라고 그랬어요.
So engaging in those kind of harmful physical activities, physical activities, harmful physical activities that is based on bad views.
Okay. 시에서는 더 나오래. 좀 놔두준 초대나. 채도 보고 좀 사야 좀 남았다고 많이 받으나 채도 보고 좀 나오랬다. 따왕에 몇 건을 들더라. 근데 제자들 링하고 좀 봐. 들이 끝낼 하에 다 링하고 시작하더라. 근데 두준 초대 세대였어. 대라던데 대다 강의식의 공부 대 강의전에다 다 조 공부 다 되는 당을 다니시고 대라미네 다 풍부를 믿어와 있나 네바 다 들어가다. 용물을 줘들어가다. 풍부를 강의 들어와 있나 아니 야들 바다는 되게 성이 또 다 대중 초도 세대에서 나오는 걸 도와서 풍부를 강의 들어와 있나 되게 그래서 풍부를 민이는데
So here it says in the great exposition of the stages of the path, right, by Tsongkhapa, it says the conception of bad ethics and modes of conduct as brain is an afflicted wisdom which observes bad ethics, which supposedly abandon immorality, and bad modes of conduct, which prescribes entire behavior, physical and verbal activities, and the aggregates of the viewer, independent on which the above two bad ethics and modes of conduct arise, and the views them as purifying mystic, liberating one from afflictions, and definitely delivering one from psychic existence.
Do you saw that on Thailand or Burma, someplace? This is Buddhism, this is not Buddhism. People put chuck hold to me down they shoot it.
So have you? Do you guys have seen that? Have you guys seen somebody like people, like they hook into their skin?
Oh,
back skin?
Yeah.
In Thailand,
Yeah, this is Buddhism. This is not Buddhism. This is not missing the Hindi and Buddhism. They say Hindi that they Buddhism.
No, Buddhism.
I thought this is YouTube. Someone told me.
They hook.
Yeah, they
They hook themselves.
Yeah, they hook themselves.
Many needles.
Yeah.
Pull the whole body up,
Yeah. All the tunzo, pumbola tipat, pumbola
sadhus.
susu leda kali koina pipatani like that. Tunzo la tunzo ta tuju chodo
ritual of purity.
So it's those believe that if you punish your body,
Yeah.
then that will purify your name.
Mortification, the extreme of mortification.
It's in the Christians, yeah, they whip
Yeah, the
themselves.
flatulence,
flagellates,
flagellates.
yeah.
Buddhism don't do that, right? Yeah. Even the early Catholic, they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that, yeah. Beat themselves,
Really? Yeah.
yeah.
That's conceptually related, probably what Geshe was talking
Stop
about.
eating chocolate cake for a while.
What if, what if something normally considered a bad conduct, but that's based on a good view?
Bad conduct. Yeah. Well.
Based on good view.
Well.
There is
Like what?
What is
What's
that?
that?
What is
Yeah,
that?
that's a good
There was something I heard, I think it might be what Geshe was talking about, or something different. I forget which country it was, but these people were dressed in like these weird adornments, and like one person would lie down and they take a rock and they like smash it on the person's back while reciting something, and you'd look at it and say, oh, that's some kind of Turtika thing, but they were doing it in accordance with the sadhana that was written by Pema Lungpa, which was a Nyingma Turton, and the whole view was he was taking the ego, the self-cherishing mind, putting in the rock and smashing it, and the other person was having that same view, and it was based on like Buddhist views, but it was a weird ritual they were doing. Would that be similar to this?
Wow. First time I hear about
I
it.
think you lost her.
Yeah, first time. Break the ego.
They were
by
doing
breaking
weird
the
rituals, but it was based on like the Buddhist view of emptiness and bodhicitta.
So somebody's lying on the floor, and then the other person picks up a rock,
Yeah,
and then
or puts it on them and then like smashes the rock or something.
throws on his back,
Yeah.
Puts on the rock and then like smashes
crashes
the
his
rock.
back,
Yeah,
all his rib bones are broken.
I don't know about that. I just know that they smashed the rock.
I just wanted to see the picture.
So they were doing these weird things, and then
So does that? So that's my question: is does that injure the person or not?
Yeah, of course they.
injure.
Injured.
I don't know if it resulted in injury. It was just something weird looking, like very strange.
You witnessed it. You saw
No,
it.
some lama was actually talking about something they saw, and they were telling the story, and he was reading it, and it was written on based on like a Turton's sadhana practice or something. So it was a Buddhist view, but it was a strange looking ritual, and I wasn't sure if it would be like bad conduct or something.
So that was based on sadhana, you said?
It's some sadhana that this Turton wrote.
Turton?
Pema Lingpa. He was
Pema Lingpa, okay.
Bhutan, that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
Or no, he was actually in.
It's okay. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So you throw a rock on the person's back.
And then
Big rock.
they like smash the
Hand
rock
rock.
or something, and it.
Oh, you mean place the rock on his back,
Yeah.
and then you smash the rock with a hammer or something?
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And what they were visualizing was that they were putting like they're putting their self-cherishing mind in the rock, and they were smashing ego.
Okay, so what is that to do with the person's back?
I don't know. They both had some involvement.
So that's why I got lost.
Yeah, it's hard to visualize.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
So he might have the answer. Yeah.
No. I actually exactly in tantric, all our body, each part is a Buddha. You cannot just harm your body. And of course, that guy doing it must be he knows some kung fu. They can do it without injury. You know.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's possible.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Today that was
That was
그나다 저도 부모가 사지 그
그런 좋았대.
그러려 돼.
근데 그것도 지금 그래서 먼저 다객이 지금 먼저 다객 이제 제와 다객 되는 제와 내 돈은 내 삼단에 제라 미지 많이 네가 도샤 안 도데 되는 거죠. 잠에다 안 되다 내려서로 다 저보다 저봐서 그러면 나도 도슈데 거죠. 내가 지금 도스라 되게 이나다 다와리 그쪽에 다와야 버렸어. 다와 상보 군이라는데 저봐 가서 캔슬로 오라다 저봐 캔슬로 저봐 미겨도 슬라서 다들 something 더 해. 일단 저봐 가서 다와 상보라 때네 다와 상보 군이라는데 저봐 멤버라 저거는 근데 저봐니 맞아 말았어 거다. 내가 뒤 좋아지려라. 가서 빼놨던 다다시 해야 된다 그러지. 근데 그저 다와대 가서는 다 보이게 된 것도 단지를 했어. 다들 도디어라. 도디 단지를 단지 치고라서 단지 삼단 거라서. 안에 더하게 쉬어야 되는 말 더하게 쉬려다 도디 자도는 도디나 미자와 야바가 쉬고다. 미지 많이 대자와 도다샤 안 도디 잠에서 그랬어. 다 잠에서 도디 딱 단지 삼단 거라서. 근데 뒤 잠에서 된다 단지 잠에서 삼단 거라서. 다들 더야 벌써 말았어. 더야고 군에 나한테는 저번에 뭐라고 찾아왔어. 안 되게 저번에 뭐 잘 엄마 다 저번에 뭐 말았어.
다 대하고 말하나. 이제 why
So they was a family book.
I think yeah.
Yeah, family was for the new market.
I don't think maybe there's some we don't understand them in them. There's nothing wrong, but why those who want to those child they become somewhere kind of control.
That's the same question, you know.
Yeah.
What is why if you want to just if it's just a rock that you think of as think of it as the self-chasing attitude or self-grasping ignorance, and then you break it. Why do you have to place it on the back of the person?
Yeah.
Maybe the person has.
You can just have it on somewhere else. You know?
So it's just a support. It's just a ritual support.
Anyway,
so that could be some explanation about that, which is familiar and I'm not familiar. So maybe you should ask this to the Lama, you know, who explained about it.
Okay.
So my main question was basically if the view is good, does that kind of take it out of that category of it being bad conduct?
다 저번 다 다와 정보 운영 바이는 아니 저번 내가 잘 몰랐어.
다 변화 지금 손은 나 사지 도약이 최대한 샘제 때문에 사지 도구도 싸움 들이 그런 거 크네.
죄송합니다. 네 몰라.
다시 다들 한번 간지 다들 제가 됐어. 좋아. 모두 티가 이제 간지
So you can answer yes or no on that. Something you know that you have to debate and discuss it and then find out about it.
아니 시전에 가서 나가나 이 소소 공부를 이해 좀 말해서 얘는 아니 동안 줄 생각 그랬어.
And so according to the tantra, you know, it says you should not harm your body.
Yeah.
If you harm your body, then it becomes a downfall.
Yeah.
And one of the downfall is causing harm to your body.
Yeah, and just one sentence. I remember 1996. I was in the Holy Mountain, and it's a Bema Dudun, and actually we carried a big rock and throw on the floor and shatter. That maybe, but not on people's back.
Yeah. I didn't even know about this story.
Okay.
I'll let him go.
Okay, now we can go. Actually, it's good. Good everybody has different idea. This is good also. You can think, you know. But there is not the truth that they must. They don't know that they want to know that was.
So that's about the bad ethic and the mode of conduct. And as a spring, and then after that is the wrong view.
다 로타 세대 이런 막 그때 로버타와 간신다. 아니 제라 로버타와, 레올라 로버타와, 시레라 로버타와, 이 옆에 이브라 로버타와 하세요. 로버타와는 준비 소바다. 그렇지만 여기 또봐 싸워지 마트 기비 싸워 준비. 레전드 매기가 싸워 담는 준비 레전드. Magewala, Jubi, Tejibi, Legend, Gewala, Mujubi, Legend, she's a mother.
And so it says in the compendium of knowledge, it says, what is the wrong view? It is any endurance, desire, intelligence, oneself in our view, which deprecates cause, result, or functionality, and wrongly conceives an existence in this integrating things. It has the function of serving roots of virtue, holding tightly to root of non-virtue, and acting as a support for engaging in non-virtue and not engaging in virtue.
Okay? She's on Batas. A legendary dance, Senash, Mebratavi, Sharp, Numuchan. Tatella, legendary dance, and it Jawangash Meba. And it does something that tower to do something that I
So just as it has been said above, it is an afflicted wisdom which views the cause and result of actions, past and future lives, and so forth, as non-existent.
Less, Lobertawan, Senacha, latest or magic, Kawandipa, and Senashi, that young Mashi, your Maris, and the Javachavan, Deva, your marriage, Duan, that's also kind of that.
So the great exposition of the states of the path says, wrong view is an afflicted wisdom which deprecates stating past and future lives, actions and their results, and so forth do not exist, and holds that Ishvara, the fundamental nature, and the like to be the cause of migrating beings. And so this one actually, kind of harms, to all the all the non-Buddhists, So when Buddhism says that, this kind of causes harm, harms, or it kind of defeats other people's belief, other religions' belief. So it's a different view. So we say whatever is whatever is an impermanent thing, whatever is impermanent is produced by cause and condition, right?
And
so whatever is permanent, it also depends on different parts of it, right? The permanent also depends on certain things, not on the cause and condition, but other things, like its parts and so forth. And so, that's the main view of the Buddhism, is that everything, every phenomenon, whether it's a permanent or impermanent, is imputed by depending on certain such things. And so it is what the Buddha said, but of course we can check it through logical reasons, whether it's true or not. So for example, all the plants, the trees and plants and grass and all these things grows by dependent cause and conditions, right? So if everything is moderate or sufficient, like the water, fertilizer, moisture, heat, and so forth, if all these things, all these conditions are sufficient, then these plants will grow, right? The plants and trees and grass will grow. And if any of these things are too much or too little, or not enough, then they will either not grow, or if they have grown, then they will die, right? And so that's why it's dependent on cause. It all exists by dependent cause and conditions. And so whether that's true or not, we can think about it. And so for now, for example, like right now we're all grown-ups, right? We're like into our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And so whatever age we're in now, this is is a continuum of earlier life, right? And so it is same continuum and the same substances, of a continuation of the same substances of earlier time, right?
다 나와라 잡아이나 되는데 다 원슈도 쪼고라서 받아. 아니 원슈 세지 자서 소화레스. 다레 뭐다 샤치고 사이도 원슈 소화레스. 아니 시 쪼고세 디그 쪼고세 도도가 다 노르조레스 간다라고 해서.
So holding that Ishvara, as a god or Ishvara, and a fundamental nature, and like to be the cause of life, so those we say will be wrong. According to Buddhism, that will be wrong.
Buddhism, okay. What did it 가서 놀았다. What did that? Lots of Jenny the Shara Yumuchin was she some matter. Lotala Yenata Jetis, Jela Kavandapa, Jovala Kavandapa, Shela Kavandapa, Yumbola Kavandapa, yes.
And so that's the wrong or the view of afflicted wisdom, which sees those things as such and such. And so when wrong view is divided, there are four. There's wrong view that deprecates causes, wrong view that deprecates results, and wrong view that deprecates functionality, and wrong view that deprecates existent things. So the first one is the wrong view that deprecates causes, is the view that good behavior and bad behavior and so forth do not exist. So we say there's a good behavior, there's a bad behavior, right? Because if whatever good we have is because of the good behavior, because there was a good behavior which we engaged in, and because of that now we get good. Whatever bad things we're experiencing now is the result of the bad behaviors. Right? So that was a bad behavior that we engaged in, and because of that now we experience bad results.
And develop kabandabanas, legit economy pass, Gewachana, Gewatavana, Ting Devala, Devas Yumato. The Pachana, and it Dumas Yungumaresina, and it develop Kabatabares.
And so the second one, which is the wrong view that deprecates the results, is a virtue. It's the view that the fruitions of virtuous action and misdeeds does not exist. But according to the Buddhism, we say there is a result, right? So whatever bad action, bad experience, or good experience that we have, is the result of virtuous or non-virtuous actions that were created in the past.
And then Shelaka Wandavana, Pamadan, Jikti, Nachos of Mepatavos.
And so it's the wrong view that deprecates the functionality is the view that one's parents, past and future worlds, and the rivers and so forth does not exist.
Who believe that? Who believe this?
Who believe in this?
Who believe in this?
The ones parasite exist?
No father and mother, Pamada Jikti.
I mean, past lives and future lives?
Yeah, this is many you can find that who believe in that. Father and mother. Pamada Jikti, who believe that not exist father and mother?
Who believes there's no father and mother?
This life or like past life?
Yes, all the lives.
In all lives.
Any life.
Any
I
life.
have no idea. I've never met anyone like that.
Who believes that there's no parents? We all believe there's a parent, right?
Yeah.
You had a parent, that's why you were born. If you didn't have a parent, you would not hear. But there's a view which
Trying to think
believes
of what
there's
that
no
is.
parents. Is that?
I've never come in.
That's what it's saying here, right?
Yeah, it's saying
I don't know of
Where
it.
that comes from?
According to this is what it's saying, right?
Yeah.
Functionality is the view that one's parents, parents, and other things, right? Parents, past and future world or rivers, and so forth do not exist. So one's parent does not exist.
Jiwang Hashi came
I mean, I don't know that school.
I mean, there are so many who do not believe maybe in the in the past and future world or past and future rebirth. That's
Many,
of course there are
many.
many, right?
Yeah, many.
Many, but who is the one who don't believe there's a one in one's parents?
Someone who had very bad experience. Teenagers, yeah.
Yeah.
Got me on that one, yeah, no idea.
Lotus one Buddha,
Like them, you know?
Amasamabas, okay.
Even they will think they're the parents, right?
Maybe some people who were orphans who have never met their parents.
But then they still believe
They
that they're
still-
at
That
parents.
Yeah, they would have to
Crazy.
believe that they came into existence causeless. Yeah.
Actually, depend how we define parents. If it's
I think it just needs rebirth. The whole thing, that just needs.
Well, it says parents, comma,
Yeah,
past and future world,
yeah,
and so forth means like all these things, right?
yeah, it does need.
Yeah, 'cause they're linked together.
That's
The way this is structured, they're linked together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're linked
I don't-
together.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
just-
don't know what this is. Anyway, that maybe that in your time it was.
There's a group called the Shakers.
But they can't even
What is it?
There's the opposite.
the
The
shaker.
Shakers are the opposite. They don't ever become parents. So, but then they kind of, the group dies out.
Yeah, there is no more shakers.
They don't ever become parents.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, that's right. And there's no more
That's-
shakers.
So shakers don't have kids?
No,
Right.
and
Just
there's,
shake the lip.
there was only one
What is
woman
shakers?
left and she died last year.
Who's shakers?
So now
They
there's
make,
no more.
they make very nice, Christian, they make very nice furniture. They lived around here in the New England states.
Mhm.
And they were all celibate, they never married and have
Oh my
children,
God.
so they just eventually died out.
Yeah, the last one died last year. She was an old lady.
They're famous for this very nice carpentry work and furniture.
More like Amish?
Shakers are the issue
Yeah, I'm just have
issue 대바지.
Yeah, I lived in
그 속에 그냥 건조 뿌라다 가서 창조적 되게 어렸어. 근데 뿌라 나 자다 맞아 되게 어렸어. 근데 썼다 자다 맞아 오세요 막. 근데 강 여보들 시도 시도는 거 나로.
lived near New Jersey.
나 타마들 다른 게만 되는 열었어. 근데 대바지 열었어. 나 내내 대바기 미리다 정말 나서서. 타마들 가서 다니라 시랬어. 타마들.
Really?
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Last one
Yeah,
died
last
last
one
year.
died last year, yeah.
Wow.
She was 90 something.
Yeah, I know. We are just very, very small man. We don't know many things. And then you die here was.
There's a lot of variety out there.
건조 다 절로다 방어면 부으면 왔어.
대 방면 뭐 어디 알았어.
부으면.
보면 그것도 방면이라 그걸 뛰어왔어.
So they're the opposite, right? They have a parents, but they don't have children.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, some 기도들이 도와가지. 아주 한 번에 들이 여행이 왔어. 다 여빙 보러 가면 또 봐나 다쳐봐. 다 다쳐봐다. 근데 다 타와서 저기 또 다쳐 또 매만 다 왔어. 그래서 여대 여와대 여를 돼. 다 여는 때 매만 다 와자. 다 여빙 보러 가도 봐 이러었어.
그 당고 스포츠 카드 팀원 가는 젤레를 구하는 거래.
담보대
맞다. 방어면에서 해야 돼.
연락가마도 연락가마도 실력가마도
And then so this is something that we have to discuss more about it. And then the fourth one is this wrong view that deprecates existent things. There is the view that attainment of whole destroyer and so forth do not exist.
오케이. 다시를 놓다라 만도 요청mas. 렌데단 지ten 나셔서 거한데빠나 놓다 나는 계산 탐주 쪽으로 셰페. 놓다 탐주지만에 다 최슈 두슈들 해서다.
It says, although in general there are many wrong views, since the wrong view which deprecates actions and their results, a past and future world, rebirth, and so forth, severs all root of virtue, it is taught to be the most serious among all wrong views.
다 되는 거 따와가고도 되와 있나? 하나 돈도 끝내지 따와 있는 거 그랬어. 되지 않는 거 그랬어.
It says discussion of the category of afflicted views. Furthermore, when the 5 types of views are condensed, they can be subsumed into 2 views, which are the views that superimpose and the views that deprecate.
하나 돈도 세자. 돈도 다 거기 왔어.
So you know what does it mean, superimpose?
You know, like to replace or take over.
Eternity?
Superimpose.
Superimpose.
많이 봐지 연바 좋다 왔다 돈도.
change something that was white into black.
Uh-huh.
That would be my guess from the language definition.
You put it on top of it, superimpose.
Superimpose his face on the
Cover
line
it
of
up,
this picture.
I know in photography it's to change the lens, change the color.
I think they write something.
No, what is it? They're just saying that there's views that either put forth a wrong view, a false view, or views that criticize the true view, correct views.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So something. So if something that's not there, saying it's there. So that kind of things, like very similar to what you guys said. Yeah.
네가 나도 정도 세대 시다. 남백을라 sem체도 담바 마트 파트에 해서요. 다 담바 첩반 전에 되게 따와 그러더라. 다 정도 없어.
And so something that is not is thinking of something as something that's not, or something as something that's not. Like according to Buddhism, we say none of the things exist truly, right? All sentient beings, all everything that exists, is left of true existence, right? They all lack true existence. But then the mind which says that it exists truly is superimposing on the things that do not exist truly.
아니 다 정도. 근데 세와대 아니 요발 매바다라 근데 세라 그래서.
And the view that deprecates, so something that do not exist, saying that that exists. 여발을 매봤다. 매발을 매봤다. 여발을 매봤다.
정도는 요발.
여발을 매봤다. 그래서 뷰에 듀메서 some of the show. 그만 고대.
정도 세대. 다 의미는 하바 정도. 같이 대바 맞춰봐라 대바 요발 정도 같은 정도지. 대바 맞춰는 매거든 다 그렇지.
And so superimpose is, so saying that even though it doesn't exist truly, but you think of it as existing truly. So that's superimposing. And then it says if it doesn't exist truly, it should not exist at all. And so something that exists, you say it doesn't exist. Then that would be a duplicate. So duplicating the cause, duplicating the result, that means like saying even though there's a cause, saying that there's no cause. Even though there's a result, saying there's no result.
So the superimpose is like, it's like pretending something there is, but it's not.
When it's not there, right?
The deprecate is like denying that it's there.
That's there, yeah. So the example would be like, say, even though it doesn't exist truly, saying that it exists truly is superimposed. And then it says, and then we say it doesn't exist truly, but then they says, if it doesn't exist truly, then it should not exist at all. That would be deprecating.
Okay. 다들은 집단 예시다가 땅에 두지 짠이 루만지 따와 쪄져서 예스다 이거지.
And so when the five are divided, there are infinite divisions. The 20 views of the 10 collections, the 62 bad views, the 14 unspecified views, and so forth.
루만지 따와서 다들 가리 야포에 두저데 가리 산지 켈라면 와다 루만지 따와서 그랬어. 야마 산지 샤주가 가라 가시를 줘봐들 지대니 산지에 때 거기에 마세네 아니 렘바다 왔더니 루만지 따와서.
So those unspecified views means like it's not specified as good or bad, right? So that's unspecified. So nobody got around to ask about that when Buddha was around, and so it was not specified, and that view becomes now unspecified view because it was not specified as bad or good by Buddha.
Okay, 되게 다 짜면이 뭐 죽다도 아니 짠이 주세요. 다 넣어서 말했어. 다 대리를 막 뭐보다 권량을 오게 하랬어.
So with that, we have completed the 6 root delusions now.
Okay. They have got the text. There's a couple pages. If you do text, then they keep the many because of 진짜 뭐 그거다. 너무 고개시가 되는 것. 그래도 다 짠이 죽다 년이 지다 말이랬어.
And so that or the 6 root delusions, right? So there are so many explanations and so forth, which sometimes causes confusion to us. But anyway, so those are the 6 root delusions. The next one is the 20 secondary delusions.
Okay. 다 유망하도 된 거든. 내내 막 아니 단 미래 다 되고 거대로 가서 손에 다 변화. 초화세대 간이라 그래서 올라와 있다. 초화세대 다 다 공조세다 공조세대 다 뭐가 와지 공조사대 와대 추와세대 다 공조사대지 지 야네로 잡 다지 녀바로 땅대 샤와 셰지가 걸어지라 공라고 그랬어 추와세.
So then the first one it says is the belligerence, right? Belligerence. What is belligerence? Is it a kind of anger? It's a sort of anger, right? So it's not an anger, but it's anyway. So the mind, you become angry, and then with the anger, you engage in a bad action. So the angry mind, while engaging in the bad action, is the belligerence. And so at the beginning, you become angry, right? So with that, motivated by that, then you engage in a bad action of like fighting, scolding, and so forth, right? And then the mind, the hateful mind during the time of scolding or fighting, is called belligerence.
공조가 얘라 내와서 예비 갑라야 아니 다 좋아되는 거랬어. 아니 다 나도서는 락차 선마다 도 동화들이 배름들이 그랬어.
And so motivated by anger, when you are about to engage in that negative karma, that mind at that time, which is about to reach out, to grab a weapon, to hit somebody, and so forth. So that mind at that time. So that's called belligerence.
Look like this, then we don't want to go to it. 다 주망아서 들은다고 이제 빼는 장을 먹으면서 들으지 거기는 베트남으로 있어.
And so that's how we're going to discuss, about all these 21s. We don't want to go through exactly as it is in the text.
Okay, but if you can read the text one by one. It's good. Okay. 근데 가서 다 가서 또 로리 쳐봐라. 걔네 가서 내가 알아 그러나 아니 또 시발을 가세요. 그래서 들어가고 그래서.
So the main point, about studying the mental mind and awareness, is to understand about what kind of minds there are.
시전이 시발을 가세요.
In general, how many kinds of mind are there? How many kinds of consciousness? In general. Two. What are they?
Sense consciousness and mental consciousness.
So in general, you have to say mind and mental factor.
Mind and factor.
That's right. Six in the 51.
다 안에 샘상가서 또다 직샘 직사. 안에 조샘세레스. 안에 샘중가 좀 같이 그래서.
And then the main mind, of course, there's mind, right? And then the primary mind, and then there are mental factors. There are 51 mental factors.
다 된적이 샘들 다 바꿔주시는 다 되나 왕시 소승기로 왕시다 아니 다 샘주지 왕시세 다 왕시의 이신이 가시 주로.
And so then when you divide that, then you can say there's a primary mind that is mental consciousness and primary mind that is sense consciousness. And then also secondary mind, and then the mental factor, that's sense consciousness. The mental factor, that's the mental consciousness.
아니야 또 봐도 도민이요.
And then also you can say it's conceptual mind and non-conceptual minds.
아니 한가도 때라야 록셰다 록셰만 니요. 록셰다 록셰만 니. 로텐스다 로텐다 많이 되는데서 록셰다 록셰만
세마다 세민.
세마다 세마만 많이 있어.
세마다 세민.
세마다 세민.
Valid and non-valid minds, right?
다 된다. 3년 주던 니는 여신들도 간가 세민이라고 그랬어. 세마 많이 봐.
And so all these 6 root delusions and the 22nd delusions are invalid or non-valid mind. Invalid?
강간 유모자냐랬어.
Invalid.
강간 유모자냐다 빠져라 록셰레스.
And so because they are all delusions, right? Therefore they are not valid minds.
다로 다 세마세야 돼. 다 된다 조금 값도 별로신도 한데 솔로 세마. 아니 당가도 그치 이렇게 동시에도 세마들라 그랬어.
And so the valid mind, is the mind that, or the eye consciousness that sees the cup, the eye consciousness that sees the pillar, and the body consciousness that can touch the pillar and so forth, that can feel the roughness of the pillar and so forth.
간제 제마다 재미로 써야 돼. 이게 다 이게 그런 거 소환하지 다 옆에 시바들라니 제마스 maybe 시바들라니 단 뜻이에요. 재미로 써서.
So the valid mind is if the object is just as it is being grasped by the mind. If the thing does really exist, like if the cup is yellow, and then mind sees it as a yellow, then it is the valid mind. Right? If the cup is white, but the mind sees it as a yellow, then it is invalid mind.
그러니까 다야데 그것도 해봐야 따라져나 대도도 해봐 뭐 보자다. 또 그것도 해봐 다니도 해봐 자고 그랬어.
And so anything that exists nominally or that exists conventionally.
주담제 다니도요. 그것도요. 대도도 매세나도 그랬어.
And so they all exist, conventionally. They all exist nominally, but they do not exist ultimately.
Okay.
How about conscious mind and subconscious mind? So where is it lay? I mean, that's what we usually know. The simple ones: conscious mind and subconscious mind. So where are they lying on which one?
Tadi, 저기 저 갔을 때는 로몬주로 왔나? 로몬도 마주로 놓쳐라. 어때서 거셔서.
대 원시는 것도 맞아요. 이시는 것도 맞아요. 강가였어요.
So yeah, the conscious mind and subconscious mind can be on the sense consciousness. There's a sense consciousness that is conscious mind, and then there's a sense consciousness also that can be in the subconscious mind. So what do you mean by subconscious anyway here in this context?
Subconscious mind is more like the.
It's like the mind that's behind, right, in the background.
Yeah, that's the giant. That's the one you want
that's
to
in the background.
Program it. It's very hard to program.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're thinking one question, one or 2 days later, he come up with the answer, and that's from the subconscious mind.
Yes. So it's kind of hiding, right?
Yeah.
For example, when you got sleep, all the
So when you go to sleep, your sense consciousness is there, right?
I don't know, but I know that
Your
the dream is the conscious mind and subconscious minds meet. That's dream. Both of them cross. I heard about that, This is very complicated, but those are people more.
So again, it depends on how you define conscious and subconscious mind.
Yeah, okay. What's about this? This right, this wrong.
Yeah. So that's something that you can think, right?
Yeah.
So, but let's see, you're doing your prayers, right? You're doing your prayers, but you're distracted. You're kind of doing your prayers subconsciously.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
With that distraction, right? Do you have anger in your mind right now? Do you have anger right now at this moment? Do you have anger? No, you don't have anger.
Yeah, long time ago. Only when my liver is not good, and sometimes the liver is unbalanced, and you easily get hyper and.
So you think you don't have anger right now, right?
Right now, no.
Oh, okay.
No, it's very peace.
So it's subconscious right now, is this?
Okay.
It is there, but it's sleeping. It's not manifesting.
Okay.
It's not manifesting. It's there.
Okay.
So if somebody says bad thing to you, right? Somebody says something bad to you, then your anger comes up right away.
It's after training, it kind of like under control, unless it's
Yes.
very bad, and then it explodes.
Okay. Good. Then any other questions?
Yes. One more is about the Ganges River. It's about the Ganges River. I somehow remember Ananda, when he died, he was around in that area, in the Ganges River, and that's why the Chinese tantric practitioner they dig into the Ganges River sand, and that they use for people die. They put that sand, and then they can kind of liberate. It's kind of famous, Ganges River, especially Ananda. I think he died in that area, and then very auspicious miracle happened, like a firework in the sky or whatever, something like that.
Okay. Good answer.
말봐. 그때 가르쳐서 왔다. 충무 건강하라. 충무 건강할 때는 건조에서 예매도 되는 충무 건강하는 게 제일 맞아라. 제마데 키는 되는 미시사 미데서 또와이나 안데서 미데를 겨야 볼래한테 펜도스요스 한스나 되게만 공가오 정도가 되는 감가는 나가 추모가는 좋은 지래 되게 되는 정도가 된지 매추부슈 바 로드는 로 천다담을 뭐 토르되는 좋았어 다스들의 좋았어 대신에 내가 뭐 추모가 그 제마디 자신을 지고 되려서
제 이게 생각하고 있어.
could be he doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
You know, people, everybody say, oh, Ganga is very good, then everybody run there, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they bring the peace. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then,
Just real quick, when beings realize emptiness directly and they enter the path of seeing, is that realization of emptiness permanent?
어디 먼저 돈이 모두 떠오르라. 더 넘어 주도네. 안데 똑바져라다. 내가 가서 더 똑바져라다. 내가 쳐봤지만 더 똑바라. 돈이 더 똑바져라. 내가 돈이 모두 똑바져라. 내가 똑바져 딱바르겠어. 딱 혼자 되게 이렇게 유아 같은 거는 냠도 열어서 볼까.
냐외 말씀, 딱ባት 말. 냐외 말씀, 만들어.
It's not permanent, of course. It's mind, right? It's a realization. It's not permanent, but it never degenerates. So once you have it, you never lose it. You will always have it.
아니 상적이 생도되니 딱 치료 고민도 야야 딱 고민도 왔어.
Does that answer your question?
So there's no mind that's permanent?
There's no mind that's permanent, right?
No, of course, yeah.
Mind is impermanent. Every mind is impermanent. Even Buddha's mind is impermanent.
Isn't Buddha's mind Dharmakaya?
Buddha's mind? Depends which mind.
So
It's changing moment to moment. It's still changing moment to moment.
Yeah.
That's why it's impermanent.
남편들은 뭐 어떤 시합봐서 남편들도 다 동거보셔가 메타보셔가.
이거는 걸 못하고.
So we're talking about the omniscient mind.
뭐냐 그나다 다 말아.
So omniscient mind. So there's two, the truth body, right? Two dharmakayas. One is called the nature truth body, and one is called the wisdom truth body. So wisdom truth body is impermanent, and then the nature truth body is permanent. The nature truth body is the cessation, and it's the cessation, so that is permanent.
So is that Buddha's mind?
That's not Buddha's mind. That's dharmakaya.
Okay.
Buddha's mind will be the wisdom truth body, which is the
That
omniscient
realizes
mind.
Dharmakaya.
That's dharmakaya also. So dharmakaya, there are two dharmakayas, so, right? So one is the nature truth body. Dharmakaya means truth body, right? In English we say truth body. There are two kind of truth bodies. One is called the wisdom truth body, and one is called the nature truth body. The nature truth body is the permanent, and the wisdom truth body is impermanent.
So when you say nature truth body, does that mean the quality can never fall back?
That's
what's
the cessation.
So the cessation means.
Cessation means like the
Stop, right?
cessation of ceasing all the delusions and all the sufferings.
So the
So
quality.
when you have stopped all those things, then you achieve that cessation. Cessation is having ceased and all this. So that's what cessation
So
is.
that's what's permanent.
That's what's permanent,
That's
yes.
what's permanent.
Yes.
But it's still but the other aspects are still the changing moment. to
That's
moment.
right. So the
Okay, I understand.
other aspect of the truth body, which is the wisdom truth body, that one is impermanent,
Because it's moment to moment.
moment to moment.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Is the cessation means nirvana?
Yes, same. Yeah. 또 고대에서 또 드셔.
고대.
봐봐,
사직이 쌤
봐봐.
대박도 사직이 쌤 대박 내도 잘 잡아. 돈이 들어와. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, then we start here. You have no question?
No more.
I just wanted to clarify what you said, the wisdom truth body, the nature truth body.
The truth body, yeah.
The wisdom truth body realizes the nature truth body?
It's realized everything. Realizes everything.
Okay.
All of Buddha's body, even the enjoyment body, realizes everything. The Kushiga is
That answers it.
Nature here, you can tell more about that with Buddha. The Dharmakaya, you can explain a little bit more about that too, yeah, I mean, can you just clarify more about that, the Dharmakaya, the two true body, you say? Can
True,
you
true.
get a little more solid, yeah.
뭐니고 저거를
Sure.
저거를 그래서 뭐니고 이 저거니라 저거를
뭐니 그 세대에 추 이시주 그 세대 가지 상제가 이제 돈이 또 별로 대해서 대때가 돈이 들라 아니 뭐니 그라 그래서
So in short,
내가 오파
and to make it simple, you say there's another Buddha realizes emptiness, right? So the Buddha's mind, which realizes emptiness, is the wisdom truth body, and then the emptiness of the Buddha's mind, which realizes emptiness, is nature truth body.
Wisdom, true body, and nature, true body.
That's right.
Nature, true body. So it's more like a...
It's a cessation, in short. It is a cessation.
On the nature is the cessation.
Yes, the nature truth body.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yeah.
It's true cessation.
I just wanted to follow up on Ian's question of realizing emptiness, because I think I've heard two things. One is if you realize emptiness, it's kind of sudden, and then the whole world seems different, and like a different kind of awareness, and that it's kind of like permanent. But I've also heard that a person might have a moment of that, and then they have a few more moments, and it's something you kind of have to work at, and it slowly becomes more and more of the time until eventually it becomes permanent.
So his question was about direct realization of emptiness. So that once you have the direct realization of emptiness, then it's already there. You don't have to have that, like for a little moment, and then you go back, and then more and more, and then eventually it's there all there. It's not like that, that's before you realize. We I don't know if it will be the right term, but we call it realizing in the manner of meaning generality. So when you realize in the manner of meaning generality, then that's what you're saying now. Yeah? So first you get familiar with a little bit, and then you go back, and then again you go more, and then you go back, and then more and more, and then eventually, when you realize it directly, then it's always there. Okay. And you always see it like that. Yeah.
So, some question. It's mentioned about when you get realization, you always get it. But then we heard about you need to stabilize it. That's why you need to sit. Maybe many meditation mat has been broken in order, it takes a lifetime to stabilize, to achieve different bhumi until you reach the 7 or 8 bhumi that you won't go back again. Something like that.
The sub the bug of Matabodu, and then Hashe, then Mambuji Zohobo, the
Nyamaya don't meet us. That's also a driver. Cheta, compared to what they are going to go.
So of course, in order to achieve enlightenment, in order to achieve enlightenment, you have to go through all those paths, and then of course you have to go through so much meditation that you might use up so many cushions. But but once you have realized the emptiness directly, which is when you have entered into the path of seeing, then after that, I don't think you will fall back at all. From there you only become better and better and better.
Okay. Okay. Now we stop here. Thank you. And also, today is Geshe's birthday. Also, after we met a lot, we can remind the teachers, we can restart the leadership achievements.
Foundation of all good qualities.
Okay.